What are we doing today? Taking a piece of acrylic and making a UV panel. Let's Props 88 this. Welcome Jedis and Star-Lords. Welcome Jedis and Dark Lords and all those other creatures over there. Hey guys, welcome back to Props 88. Today we're talking about UV panels. Yay! I've been dying to do this for so long. I had to do a lot of kinks, a lot of testing, but I think I got it solved. So why UV and what is UV? UV, ultraviolet light, just like a resin printer. You put some ink on it or or let's use resin for example. UV resin, it's just resin and then shine a nice UV light at it. You're all set, it dries, right? Same thing with the ink. UV ink, same thing. Just printer ink, think of a resin ink, and then the light hits it, comes right behind it, and dries it up. Check this video out right here. You'll see I am printing out this panel that we're showing off in the video today. You see it back and forth, it hits the UV light, hits the resin ink, and it's beautiful. In this photo, you'll see I have the arrow pointing at the light. That's the UV light. That's what dries the ink to your material. Now, there's a couple things that we have to do in order to print on acrylic. And this is a regular piece of acrylic. You see right there, nice and shiny. I chose the shiny side, glossy side of it. And what happens is we need a promoter. Acrylic, if you print resin ink on a piece of acrylic, it'll stick, but it'll peel off. I'll show you a test in a little bit, how we do it, make sure that it works. And so we need a promoter, and those promoters are expensive. So I found a cheap way to do it, much more inexpensive. A promoter could be up to $100. It's just like a spray can. You spray it on the acrylic, and now the acrylic will adhere better. Well, a cheap can of $6, Fusion Clear or any basically shellac spray will take care of it. And then we do that. Put that on acrylic, and then what I do is sometimes you might get a couple dust bunnies in there. Well, I take a piece of sandpaper, really fine grit, and wet sand the acrylic so there's no bumps. Then they print a layer of white acrylic on top of the acrylic. They take a layer of white resin ink, print the acrylic with white, and now you have a perfect background, canvas to print your image on. Where do the images come from? I designed them in Illustrator. You'll see here. This is the image I have in Illustrator. It'll be on our Patreon as well. If you want to go there, you can get our image for free and have it printed out. And this image here, like I said, it's in Illustrator, and it's we're just going to print it out like a regular printer. And again, you'll see it printing here. So when we get the image, when we print the on the acrylic, now I'm left with an image. So let me give you another example here. This is another future panel we're working on. It's two panels, just like this. See this? Let me get that over there. And what we're going to do is now, number one, we have our image beautiful panels, and we're going to have to laser cut any hole that we want to put in the lights. I'll show you that in a second. But let's go over some benefits with UV. First of all, and the most important is pinstriping. Perfect pinstriping. No more spray paint, no more automotive pinstriping. It's done just in an image. That's all it is. And UV printing also has layers. So you can even have brow if you want to have bumps on it. You can print layers thicker, higher, whatever you want to call it. I'll do it this way, thicker, higher. Like here in the pinstriping is a little bit lower than the main because we're printing everything on white, so it actually feels like pinstriping. So it looks pretty good. Like I said, this is a future panel. And the only thing is you have to laser cut, or you could use other tools as well, but you have to laser cut the panels out of here. And then for greeblies and holes and lights, you'll have to cut little holes in your laser, in your panel. Of course, the laser does it precisely though, but if you wanted some squares, let's see, do I have one handy here? Of course, let's see, let me grab one here, over here. You're going to take your acrylic like that, and it's going to go on there like so, and you'll just you can add holes. If you want lights behind them, you drill a hole. Now for the main panel, for the videos about here, you're going to see we just drilled holes. You guys can see that. We drilled holes with a laser, of course, for all the lights to come out. And what's this monster look like in the back? There you go. All that stuff in there. Just an Arduino and just a bunch of LEDs and stuff like that. That's all it is. And you put your greeblies on, wherever you want a greebly, you can glue on. Like, for example, this greebly here is glued on. These are just rotary switches, ohm pots. I'll show you, you can see right there. Let's see, that's right there, the ohm pot. And then we put a knob on it, make it look even cooler. But this panel, I love this panel. This will be available on our Etsy store. Sure, you guys did. Now, this is a regular panel that we do all the time. It's a regular piece of matte black acrylic, so you can see the paper still in the back. And here, these are painted pinstriping lines. Let me show you. And the good thing, this is still great, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is beautiful. But if you scratch it with your fingernail enough, you could actually take off some of the paint because it's paint. Well, resin doesn't seem to have that problem. It's right here. I could rub it all day long. I mean, obviously, if I get a screwdriver, I could probably chip it, but no one's going to do that to your Star Wars panels. I hope not. So, anyway, this is just an image. That's what we have to. I still have to get through my head because I print out the panel, obviously like this. Then you have to start doing all your cuts. You know, your laser. Oops. Yep. Your own laser cuts, and that just gets a little bit tedious. Yes, these are expensive. The resin, everything with resin, UV resin is expensive. So that's a little problem right now, but in the future it'll get down there. But resin, a lot of problems, or a lot of, I wouldn't say problems, but a lot of work. Every day you gotta clean the tanks, make sure you empty the tanks with all the different color, you know, red, green, blue of the tanks, of the colors for your inkjet printer or resin printer, and then make sure the UV light is working. You have to do a test on that, and every day you have to clean up. So it's a lot of work with a resin printer, but the results are amazing. Like, just to do this, the work that it would take to tape this up and do this even in the laser, like, for example, this takes, even this, I have to tape it up, print it out, take the pinstriping off, then paint it, you know, make sure I don't get anything, any debris or anything like this. This thing, I can print, like, you know, however big my piece of acrylic is, or wood even, I can print out 10 of these panels in, you know, what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then just laser cut the holes, and we're all done. Put all our panels in there and everything. And like I said, the hugest benefit to me, personally, is the pinstriping, because I don't really like to do it. I don't want to do it. That's why I started painting the pinstriping on, because that's it. But anyway, let me show you how we did it. And before we show the final reveal, I just want to say thanks guys for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you need a UV panel, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll do anything you need. All right, thanks again for watching. Props88 signing out. May the force be with you.